Hello, hello, hello. I think we are live. If you can see me and hear me, say a big hi, drop me an emoji. I'm going to check on here because I'm on another screen right now, so I'm not going to be able to see. There we go. Okay. So I'm just going to wait for those of you who are watching. I think I've got 2 people watching right now, which is great. Pop your name in the comments so I know who it is, or just give me a thumbs up. And I'll be with you for the next 10, 15 minutes. It's not going to be that long, but I really wanted to do this live today because I've noticed that I haven't come on live last week, all of last week, and I was missing chatting to you guys. I have quite a few of you sending questions into me privately, but I thought I'd do this live because it's nice to come on live. I like talking to you guys live. So happy Tuesday, wherever you are, whether it's a morning, afternoon, or evening, or it may even be nighttime for you. Whatever it is, hope you're good, hope you're well, and hope you're enjoying your day so far. And in today's video, I want to talk about the power of your inner circle. There's 2 things actually I want to talk about. I want to talk about the power of your inner circle, and I also want to talk about making your annual income a monthly income. And this is really, really interesting because I've noticed when I do say this to people, they look at me with a weird, they give me those bombastic side eyes, right? And they're thinking, what the hell, right? But if you haven't been around people who think that it is true that you can turn your annual salary into a monthly income, and it is actually a concept, then you will find it very difficult to accept this idea even exists. Okay, you may have heard of it, but if you're not around people who are actually doing this, then you're going to find it very, very hard to even accept the idea that you can actually do that as well. So the people that you hang out with seriously does affect your thinking. Okay, it affects not just only your thinking, it affects your values, it affects your beliefs, it also affects your behavior, because the sooner or later you will end up being and thinking like that person, whoever it is that you're hanging out with. You've all heard the saying, the 5 people that you hang out with the most is the person that you become. Well, actually, it is very, very true. If you just think about yourself, if you're a parent and if you've got children, if your kids are hanging around with maybe other certain kids that you don't approve of because their company's bad, or they're up to certain things that you don't want your kids to get involved in, you do your best to try and steer your kids away from keeping company of that sort, right? It's the same with yourself in terms of who you're hanging out with is really affecting you in the way that you think, in the way that you behave in the world, in the way that you manifest things into your life. And I understood this first when I started my journey with my mentor, Bob Proctor, when I was hanging around his community and being mentored by him. This goes back to 2014. And this whole concept of making your annual income a monthly income was readily spoken about in his community, in the events that we had, in the consultant trainings that we had. It was always the big thing about turning your annual income into a monthly salary. But I never accepted that idea until a couple of years later. So this was in about late 2015, early 2016, when I accepted that idea. And that's exactly what I started to achieve. I turned my yearly salary into a monthly salary, and I changed my perception, I changed my beliefs, I changed the way that I behaved and the people that I hung out with. So today, let's dive into the truth of the company that you keep is like seasoning for your thoughts, your values and your beliefs. Okay, so in this video, I want you to get ready for a bit of a roller coaster ride that I'm going to take you through. The land of whom you hang out with matters. It really does. So imagine you're at a buffet of life experiences, and the people that you're surrounded by are the flavors that mix into your, your mental stew, let's just say that. So if you've been chilling with the annual income only squad, your brain might serve up doubts and skepticism when someone mentions turning your annual income into a monthly income. Okay, naturally it will, because you're not used to the idea, you're not used to hearing about it, you're not used to the concept, you don't even know anybody that's doing that. Okay, so the melody might seem foreign, but the harmony is very, very distant. And let's dive a little bit deeper in that. Imagine a garden of knowledge where the people you surround yourself with are like the seeds that blossom into your reality. And the idea of transforming your yearly earnings into monthly abundance might seem like a bit of an exotic flower to you, one that only blooms in the gardens of those who dare to dream differently. Okay, but here's the revelation. In the company of these people, your thinking evolves. When you hang out with certain people, with certain big thinkers and people who are doing what it is that you may really want in your heart of hearts, but you're too scared to even go for it. This whole thing about I can't afford, that transforms into I manifest abundance. It manifests into I can afford. And your relationship with wealth matures into a graceful partnership. Abundance is no longer like a solitary concept. It's high energy, right? And that flows effortlessly. And money becomes a dance partner, is what I like to call it, not just a hide and seek opponent. Yeah. And guess what? Money loves a good cha-cha-cha. If we're talking about dance, let's talk about cha-cha-cha. Okay. My point is the language is very different from hanging out with these like-minded people. And the relationship with money is very different. It's prosperity thinking. And again, the reason why I say that is because we create our world through our words. Thoughts become things. Okay. Money is a habit, money is energy, but wealth is a consciousness, a prosperity consciousness. A person with prosperity consciousness, they see abundance everywhere and they speak abundance in everything, not only in money. So who you spend your time with seriously does matter. Okay. So if we take a look at people that you might spend time with right now. And by the way, those of you who are watching this as a replay, once it's over, please put hashtag replay in this so we know who's watching this, because I think this is going to be of so much value to you. And I know, and I can't wait to read the comments that come through with this. So like I said, the people that you hang out with right now, what is that a reflection of? What do you notice with the people that you're hanging out the most with? And it's not really to judge yourself, but it's to be open and honest and observe that the people that you're spending a lot of time with, what is influencing you in your life then, and what's playing out in your life. And here's the wisdom. When you surround yourself with those who champion your bold, audacious dreams and goals, and whose own aspirations are big, what happens is their energy fuels your boldest visions. Their confidence is an inspiration that ignites your own inspiration. And if part of your next level has to do with, confidence, having the confidence to go for what you want, whether it's to do with prosperity, abundance, and confidence to step into the next level, if that is something you really desire, you may have to go where these conversations are happening. Because if they're not happening where you're hanging out, it's not going to filter down to you. Yeah, you're going to still be repeating that same old cycle. So you're going to hang around where people think differently, where the environment is completely like another world, and where people think and feel differently about money, about confidence, and around success. Yeah. I have watched people, and I've watched how they show up and how they talk and how they look. And I'm not talking about brands or designer expensive gear here. I'm talking about the confidence of energy that glows and shines into a room and that they had around them. This is what I witnessed when I was in these communities, and I still am in the Proctor Gallagher community. And when we have our seminars and webinars and our live events, you see this and you feel this energy. And that's when this all started to rub off on me, because when you are around people with big goals and dreams and they behave a certain way, they talk a certain way, that is what's rubbing off on you. You start to think big and you get the confidence to go for what you've always wanted. But maybe you've been a bit shy, maybe you've been a bit scared, maybe you've never had the confidence to go for it. Because what happens when you're hanging around with these people is you're getting an unconscious permission by hanging out with these people to do the same and create the same and more for you. Yeah, that's why I invested in the best mentor, Bob Proctor, 9 years ago, who could show me how to be the person I wanted to be and reach out for those what seemed like then unreachable goals and think completely differently. You know, I achieved a level of success. I achieved my big C-type goals. I manifested supercars. You know, I had a Porsche in 2015. I've driven BMWs. I've driven Mercedes SLKs. And now I'm driving a Maserati. I turned my annual to a monthly income. And I work poolside and oceanside whenever I want, you know, spending months in different countries and helping other people do the same, which is the most important thing, and achieve what they desire. Because that's what I wanted for me. That's the lifestyle that I was craving for. And that's basically the fruit of being part of a community that can help you think this way, that can help you elevate and live this way without feeling guilty or without feeling you're doing something that's selfish. You know, it's about having the confidence, and it's about growing that confidence and confidently going for what you want. And here's why I say this. Some of you may know, and if you're in this community, you would have known I recently spent a month in Cyprus last month. I booked myself a flight and decided to spend a month out there. You know, I was still available for my clients and for their coaching sessions, but I just wanted to spend a month away in a warm country, you know, work oceanside and poolside, and also meet up with a colleague of mine who lives out there. And it was great because although I'd spoken with her several times, I'd never actually met her in person. Being a consultant within Proctor Gallagher, you know, I was asked to host a 6 a.m. study club a couple of years ago for Proctor Gallagher consultants in the UK. And she's a Proctor Gallagher consultant as well. And she used to be attending those morning calls. But I had actually never met her. You know, I used to see her on the Zoom calls, but I never met her. And it was great because I got to meet her and spend time out there with her, you know, being a friend too. And we also did some masterminding together. And this is, again, you know, hanging out with the right people so you can elevate each other and do these masterminds. You know, same thing happened to me last year. I spent a whole month in Mauritius, again, because I wanted to. And I met another colleague out there in Mauritius, and we had masterminding sessions out there as well. Now, I'm sharing this with you because I want you to know that this can happen for you as well, right? There's nothing special about me, but I hung out with the right people, and I'm still hanging around with the right crowd who's there to support my big audacious goals and dreams so that I can fulfill each and every one of them. And also the other thing that I'm really sharing this with you is because there's certain relatives that I have of mine whose thinking is very different to mine. And, you know, they were saying when they find out that I'm going somewhere for a month, they will say, why do you want to spend a month out away every time? You know, most people go for a week or 2 weeks maximum. Why are you going for months, a couple of months, or what are you doing out there? And it's these people I gently remove myself from. And I've started to change who I spend time with. Yeah. So think about that yourself, because your hangout choices aren't just about location. They shape your life's canvas. So take a peek at your gang, at your squad. Are they inflating your spirit like a hot air balloon, or are they deflating it like a sad party balloon? Yeah. The people that you're hanging out with, are they elevating you to another level, or are they just putting you down? And, you know, it's not about judgment. It's about observation. Swap out the soul suckers for soul igniters. You know, Bob wanted me to win, and, you know, he transformed my life. Let's do the same for you, if that's what you want. This is something that you can start to change right now, like this minute. If there's people in your life, if there's those soul suckers that are hanging out, that you're hanging out with, but you just don't know how to remove yourself from them, do it now. You can do that. And that's what this community is all about, helping you to create that inner shift and start to think and behave differently so that you can have what you really want, you know, what you really desire, whether that's wealth, whether that's time flex, whether that's location flex, because that's the real desire for people. That's what they really want. It's not about the flashy cars or the mansions. It's about good health. It's about having the time freedom, the location freedom, the money freedom to do what you want when you want, without being controlled or feeling guilty. Yeah, you got to love yourself and do this for yourself. Let go of what you think people will think of you, because I'll tell you what, most people don't think anything. You think they're thinking something about you. Okay, and we let that play in our mind. Most people are too busy thinking about themselves. I haven't got time to think about you. Yeah, because the life you desire is underneath your judgments. Being wealthy is not just about financial. Being wealthy of time, being wealthy of love, being wealthy of faith, being wealthy of good health, of generosity. That's all wealth as well. And when you study you and you study material that shows you how to create these results that I'm sharing with you, and results that people who have gone through this material and who I have helped, it just gives you the confidence to go out boldly and go for what you truly desire. And, you know, you go further faster. Yeah, because you are surrounded by different conversations. You're surrounded by higher thinking individuals, and you're just completely in a different energy with like-minded people, where you get to really be in the experience of allowing yourself to develop your own growth. Yeah. So if anything is possible for you, what is the greatest and grandest version for you? How do you see that? What do you see for you? And if you want to see how it's not 100% possible, but 1000% possible for you, because it is. If you feel it's your time to step into this next version of yourself, whatever that version is for you right now, and if you want to get the full support that you want, you know, I read a quote recently: we can always measure what we can lose, but we will not measure what we will gain. We can always measure what we will lose, but we will not measure what we will gain. So if you want to measure what you will gain, if you want to have a chat, click a link. I'm going to put a click somewhere in this video. Let's do that. Let's have the chat. I want you to click on the link, and that will take you to my calendar. I want you to choose a date and a time that's suitable for you, and I'll meet you on that day and time to support you wholeheartedly, because it's a guarantee that it will happen for you. Whatever that desire is, whatever that goal is for you, that dream is yours. I can see it for you 100%. Why? Because I believe in you. I believe in this law. We are all working with the same universal laws. So it must happen. If it can happen for me, it can happen for you. And if it can happen for the 100 clients I work with globally, actually, I think it's 108 on the last count, it can definitely happen for you too. I love helping people. I love helping others taste the same success, because the feast of abundance is meant for everyone. I truly believe that. There's no lack, right? So let's create the life that you're secretly craving. The one of abundance, the one of confidence, the one of an unapologetic success. If you want that, let's have a chat. I'll put the link, like I said, somewhere here in the video. And if you've got a question about anything that I've just discussed here, just pop it in the chat or direct message me, and I'd love to get back to you. But that's what I wanted to share with you today, that who you hang out with really does matter. Okay, I know, you know, you hear a lot of buzz. You've probably heard all of this before, but if nothing's moving for you, if you're not really stepping into your real power, if you're not a part of a real powerful inner circle, and if you're really not making your annual income in a monthly income, then this is something that you really need to look at, and you really need to ask yourself some serious questions. Yeah. And I'd love to have that conversation with you. So that's it. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you for watching. And I know many of you will be watching the replay right now. So please put #replay and put your comments in. Let us know where you are in your life or in your business. What is it that you want to create? And what is it that you're fearful of? What is it where you feel you need to grow your confidence in? I think the biggest confidence you need is to take action. And that's what fails most people, is because they haven't got the confidence to move forward with what it is that they're saying that they want. They want it, but they just don't move forward. They're stuck. Yeah. Don't let that be you. All right. This is Aalpa Pnddya. Thank you for watching. I'll see you very soon in another live. Bye.